Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Deepika. Sorry, your voice actually is not clear to me. Could you repeat your question again?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And how about you? How are you doing? And how has your day going?
I'm also doing great, and my day was going very well. You can say it's very productive day because it's my fourth session of this day, so that's why.
This session, oh my God. Like, do you usually take like 4 to 5 sessions in a day, like, or it's just for today itself, like it's happened you where you already have attended 4 sessions?
Actually, most of the time, I every day I use only one session, one or two session. But due to my health issue, I took a short break. Okay, then I restarted. So that's why I have a lot of pending requests, you can say. So now I'm clearing that requested, and yeah.
Okay, tell me first of all, how's your health? Because I remember now the last time when we scheduled our meeting and you mentioned that you were not feeling well, right? So sorry, I forget to ask you, how's your health now?
Okay. Actually, at that time I got a viral fever at the time. Okay, so that's why. But now I'm very better.
Okay, glad you are feeling better
So
now.
we are connecting this time. Please, could you introduce yourself?
Of course, sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. And my name is Mahima Shukla, and I'm connecting from UP. If I talk about my academics, so I have done my bachelor's. Currently, I'm pursuing my master. And as for my hobbies, so I'm a travel enthusiast and I love reading a book. So that's a bit about me.
That's nice, lovely. Okay, so shall I introduce myself?
Of course, I would love to hear.
Okay, I'm Deepika. I'm from Haryana. Okay, and I hold master's degree in commerce. Previously, I worked as a teacher, but currently, I'm a homemaker. Alongside managing my home and kids, I also run a small YouTube channel, English with Deepika. Okay, and where I upload solo video and conversational video too. And apart from that, if I come to my hobbies, so nowadays I'm just passionate about this language. So nowadays I'm working on my English speaking skills and communication skills too. And I love to listen music, and yeah, I love to meet a different new person and talk to them. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, glad to know. And as you mentioned that earlier you were working as a teacher, right? So
Teacher.
okay, yeah. So when did you exactly left your job?
After having kids, you can say approx 3 years ago,
3 years ago.
because
Okay.
he's toddler, so I can't go outside.
Right,
So
I know,
that's why.
I know.
Came across a video with a Gopal Nandan sir, and he is my favorite tutor, you can say. So I followed at that time. I most of the video with Nand Gopalan sir I watched, and I learned a lot of things. And yeah, I also impressed with your you can say your speaking, way of speaking, and your vocabulary and all that thing. So that's why I'm decided. Yeah, now I have to connect with this person.
Thank you
Then
so
I
much.
approach you.
Okay. First of all, I would love to give you a compliment. You don't seems like you are a mother of 1 or 2 kids. Seriously, you look too young. I guess this kind of compliment often you get, right? Is it true?
You, yeah. Every most of the time it happen whenever I connect with person, they say the same thing.
Yeah, you seems like you are a college going girl. Okay, great.
It's a
I guess you have like maintain yourself in that way, right? Where you don't look old. And actually, it's happened with many people, like, because of their face or their expression. Even they are older, but they seems like always like it's confusing for others to guess their age.
yeah. Actually, I love to live simple. I don't like put a lot of makeup and all that thing. So that's why I'm looking like that.
Correct.
Sim-
Okay.
Okay. So Um, I want to ask one question actually. Uh, actually, I just nowadays I'm considering myself as a beginner. Okay, so but when comes to discuss any topic, then I feel hesitate. Okay, so I want to learn that thing, how to discuss anything. Like, of course, if any take any simple topic, okay, I already know a little bit about that topic, but after that I feel hesitate how to discuss on that particular topic. So today you can say I'm learn from you how to discuss anything, any particular topic.
It's not going to happen because I also consider myself I'm a learner and I'm learning this thing. And as you mentioned that discussing a topic, right? Take example of if someone's give you a word like maybe your discuss your childhood memory. So why we find a struggle because we haven't discussed this topic right yet, and this is the first time we are going to discuss, right? So what we can do, we can try to discuss like apart from I can say using this platform like where you're connecting someone on a virtual call. So are you using any other platform for your practice purpose, or this is the only practice you're doing?
This is the only way. I'm not
Okay.
using any other platform.
Okay. You can do one thing actually. Try to reduce your session here and do one thing. You can, there are many plethora of platforms are available, right? This is personally things I do actually. So there are Ace1C CV application where you can use and connect with someone and try to play a role play with them, right? Because they're not going to judge you because they don't know your identity, right? How do you look like? Even if you want, you can hide your identity there also. So it's pretty comfortable for us to discuss there on some topic, right? So from there, if you start discussing and if you come on someone on a virtual conversation like we are doing in someone's or your topic, hey, Aditya, let's discuss about festival. So you don't feel like okay, awkward or this is something is new for you because already you have discussed with someone. So you can make a list of your common topics which often people ask, right? There are hardly I can say 50 or 100, not more than that, right? So we can we can prepare ourselves accordingly. It's not like that in a one day, in a one shot, we are going to, get everything because this is the new language for us. Our mother tongue is Hindi, for you is, I guess, the same thing, right? So it's our second language which we are learning. We are forcing, right, ourselves to learn this language. So just, take it slowly and try to enjoy the process instead of worry. And it's pretty normal thing. Actually, it's happened with me. Even if someone has gave me a topic of politics, so I can say I don't have any knowledge about that because of lack of knowledge. Sometimes I'm not able to describe myself perfectly, right? And then we feel okay, we are fumbling, we are shivering because of that reason we don't have a knowledge, correct? So sometimes it's happen even you are good at English, but because of particular knowledge you don't have that subject, so that's why you are lacking. So you can prepare yourself accordingly, I would say. Just focus on the things which you are already know. Like this is your flaws. In my case, I know my weakness. Right? What are the things I am lacking of? So I'm working on that. That's the reason I reduced my session. There was a last week I didn't even take a single YouTube session because I was working on myself. I thought like, okay, how is it not going to happen? I'm going to like I can say still I can say I'm a stubborn girl. If there's something is click in my mind, it's not going to happen. I think like why is not happening? Like, and I have to do that. So this is something you can do also.
Okay, okay. So, you already mentioned in your hobbies you love to reading. Okay. So please tell me something about reading. Actually, nowadays I'm also working, build a habit of reading. Because earlier it's not, I'm not much into reading, but nowadays I'm build habit of reading. And I started with a little short stories and articles. Okay, and now I'm trying to read a book. So please.
Okay. Actually, I can tell you the thing which I am doing, and that was a long time when I started like reading a book. I cultivated this habit. It's been over a year or more than that. Okay. So earlier it was very hard at first for me as well because I felt reading is boring and monotonous task to do. But once I started, so now I couldn't resist myself for reading. Okay, it's become one of my favorite hobbies, as I mentioned that. So, as you mentioned that, of course, it happens sometimes there are new idioms comes in between phrases or vocabulary which we don't know, right? So, what we can do, there is a context in between. Like before that vocabulary or phrases, there is a one line and one structure, and after that also. So, try to somewhere connect, right? What that particular word here, they mention and what does it mean, right? So try to use little bit your, mind and do a brainstorming. What can be that, Sometimes if you do, instead of focusing on that word, just, go little bit, here and there and just read it again, that paragraph again. Like, because before that, what they are was saying and what they are describing in that particular book and the paragraph or the article, whatever you are reading, and after that. So try to, assume, okay, in case it seems sometimes very harder to understand that word, then you can highlight that word and continue to read it. I would not do the same thing actually, because what happening if I, middle of my reading, if I, find any new word and which is I don't know it, literally, right, the meaning of that word. So if I go on Google and search for that word, so we lose our fluency there, right? We don't have interest to go and again start reading. So that's something happening with you. You can underline that, word there and continue reading. Later, end of the day, when you get time, sit with that book, whatever the words you were underlined, just note down and get the meaning from ChatGPT or Google, make some sentences. So that's how you can do.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so you already said in a earlier you also face the same thing. We whenever we feel struggle, then we lose the interest. So how can continue? How can make continue to our interest of reading? If sometime I feel no, you don't. Sometimes it feel like no, it's not a piece of cake for you, and I think you give up it. You give up. So what should I do for it? Because I really know I have it's a reading have a lot of benefits. After reading you get a lot of knowledge and a lot of things, but I want to continue that thing, but something resists me to continue that thing. So please, how can I how should I do?
Oh my god, the same actually happening with my writing part because I'm not good at writing. Even though I tried several times, but I couldn't go longer more than a week. Okay, so that's my weakness. So I guess in your case, it's reading is something, right? So first you have to find your interest. Like whether are you interested in like fiction, non-fiction, what kind of genre are you interested in, right? According to your interest, if you go and pick a book and then read, so there is very less chance you feel like it's boring and when you are pushing yourself, right? Because the moment I started my journey, I started with self-help books. So may I know like what kind of books are you interested in, and nowadays are you reading?
Nowadays I'm just reading non-fiction.
Non-fictions. Can you tell me a few books names?
The Diary of Young Girl, Anne Frank, if you heard about it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I watched that movie. I then I decided now you already know about it little bit. So I think if you read this book, then it help you to understand easily. So that's why I choose it.
Mhm. You can do one thing actually. You can buy a Sudha Murthy man books. Okay, those are very simple, and any like it doesn't matter if you are a beginner or intermediate. Anyone who's new in this reading, like who just recently started reading. So because it's a very interesting story and pretty simple, and what we can say, I can say there is a very less chance where you feel okay, you are not going to read the book. So I would suggest like if you want, then you can go and read. Like pick one book first. Actually, I am not suggesting you to buy a two or three books of Sudha Murty Ma'am. Pick a one book. Like there is a Dollar Bahu. and the 3000 Stitches. So it's kind of when you read now, like those chapters, it seems like you are, you know, visualizing someone's life literally in that, book. So you are imagining, and you are very, I can say, interesting to get to know what is going to happen in next chapter. Okay. So yeah, this kind of book actually, hook our interest. So I would definitely suggest you can read a Dollar Bahu actually. It's a museum book.
Okay. Before this book, I already read Sudhamurti ma'am book, story book, but in a soft copy, not in a hard copy. In a soft copy on you can say on a Google and anything else. I find and then I read it, and it's really interesting. I read a whole book in on a soft copy. Okay. After that, then I chose this book.
Yeah, that's why, you already know like what kind of content do you like to read, right? So that's what I'm saying. Just again continue with Sudha Murthy ma'am books. So once it's become your hobby, like of reading, right? So then you can, choose a novels or whatever the things. Because I started my journey with only self-help books. Now I have shifted my focus on novels also. Now, like today itself, actually, there's a one exhibition is going on nearby my home. So I visited there and I bought like 5 to 6 novels. Can you believe that? I spent literally all my savings there. And those are like, it's not Indian novels. Actually, there's from UK writers and US writers. I picked up good novels actually. Because of exhibition, I got those novels in a cheaper price, I would say, because if I go in that price, so it's a 1300, 1400 like that. But I got it there in a discounted price. So it's not like actually like the day when I was interested in reading novels. No, I have developed this hobby, cultivated over a time. Now I can read any book. It doesn't matter it's the fiction or non-fiction.
Yeah, you are right. It's totally depend on our interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can like
So
you can stop reading this book currently which you are reading and buy a one Sudha Murthy ma'am books, continue that book, and you can read this book later on when you okay with reading and you don't find struggle with reading. So then you can continue with that book again.
yeah, but it's I think about to end.
Then complete it. After that you can buy another book.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So please,
Maybe
could you?
there's one question I have for you actually. I would love to know about your English journey. How did you start and how long have you been learning this language?
Actually, I have been learning this language around 5 months. Around 5 months, yeah. Around 5 months, and I started my learning just because I faced many interviews. Okay, and at that time I faced a lot of struggle to crack the interviews and talk in English completely. Somehow I cracked one or two, but I don't accepted that because at that time I feel I was not able to live in that environment because I'm not habitual to speak English, and completely English whole day. How can handle it? So that's why then I realized now you have to work on your skills, communication skills too, apart from English speaking skills. Then I started my journey.
Do you have any
Yeah.
plan to do a job also in future when your child, will be grown up or
Yeah.
okay?
Once they grown up, they will grown up. Yeah, of course. Actually, I'm uh, not join any school. I will not join any school and all. I want to explore like MNC. So that's why I'm doing. You can say I'm preparing for that thing.
Right, fit for HR actually.
Okay. So please tell me how when did you start your journey?
My journey
How
also like
long?
it's been a long time I can say, but I never consider like okay overall if I say so it's been 1.5 year for my English journey I started. But with consistency, it's been only 4 months since I quit my job in 2025, month of into May. So from there, I started serious practice. Before that, I was, you can say, on and off user. Like once in a week, I used few platforms for a 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So I wouldn't like count that was like a serious practice, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
consistency, it's been 4 months.
Yeah, because when you speak, then you feel you speak very effortlessly. So that's why I think you are learning the English from long time. So that's why you speak very effortlessly. So that's why I'm asking this thing.
Speaking is something I can say I've been doing over a few months only, but listening is something, yeah, I've been doing for a quite long time. Quite long. It's been a 2 years, I can say, 2.5 year for me. Yeah. So I'm watching a web series also. I watch a podcast or anything, whatever I can find in English. So I'm happy to watch. And watching is something in English is effortless for me. I can watch if you say now all day long you have to watch Mahima something in English. I can watch. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I also sometimes I also watch some English show, comedy show. Okay, then sometimes I don't take interest. I'm just focusing on subtitle. What is going on in subtitle? I'm not taking interest. I'm not enjoying that thing, and I'm confusing at that time. What I doing? You just firstly focus what's going on your show, but not. I'm just focusing what's going on in your subtitle, which what's the vocabulary uses and idiom phrases, how to make sentence structure like that. I'm focusing on that thing, so that's why. Then but yeah, still I try to once in a week I try to watch something like that.
That's nice. Because the moment I started my journey, like English journey, so I started with only watching, only listening, right? Because when we are new, like because I also started my journey from a scratch where I was a complete beginner. I didn't know how to frame a simple sentence also in English. So that moment listening is something helped me a lot. Because of listening, I learned, I can say, most of the thing in English. How to frame, how to talk, how to, hold us small conversations, right? So and watching a web series, I also started, I can say, 1.5 year ago. And that moment I started, I was, I can say, didn't have any interest to continue those web series which I was watching back then. But later on, once episode passed, like one season passed and two season, then oh my god, like something has, like I can say, had changed that moment. I was getting I was started to getting interest in that, web series. And now is the time I hardly watch any Indian web series or any movie. I all the time watch only, web series like, which made in US and UK only. And I really enjoy their content. I don't know why. And I forget about like, I'm watching that web series for learn English. I'm just indulged in that, what we can say the story and my focus is only to enjoy that story. I forget about everything like why I'm watching.
Okay, okay. Do you binge watch of any web series like many episode at a one time? Do you binge watch?
Yeah,
And you
I did actually. There was a time when I guess probably it's quite a long time when it's happened. So there was a one web series on Netflix, Manifestation or Manifest, something like that. I The name was web series. So I started watching, but and there was a time when I binge watched that web series. I I can say deprived my sleep also because of that reason. Oh my god! Like then I made up my mind. Okay, now I'm going to watch web series, but there is a duration, not more than one episode. I'm not going to watch in a day. So right now also I watch web series, but only 30 minutes. Just while having my tea, I watch web series.
that's why I'm not watching any web series, because whenever I started a first episode, after that I'm continuously watching next and next and next without you also same thing. I'm also deprived my sleep. I'm missed my good sleep. So that's why I'm not watching. But I'm not watching in English seriously. I'm watching just in Hindi. But yeah, I'm also having the same thing all the time. What's the next in what happened next? So that's why I'm not watching
Start
any
watching
series.
web series also on Netflix, English web series. It would be difficult initially, but once you continue for a 1 month, 2 month, then you definitely are going to love their content and everything. Honestly, I'm telling you, there are many good web series available on Netflix. You can do a little bit research and try watching them. So it will help you understand another accent also, UK accent, US accent, and sometimes another accent also. And at the same time, you get to know about a lot of slangs or phrases and many more things you would definitely learn. So you can switch whatever you are watching in Hindi, you can switch.
So which accent do you like most?
I like both. I watch like combined actually. It doesn't matter. Like it's a UK, US. I understand both actually. So I don't have any issue to understand like accent.
Okay, so please give me a feedback on my English speaking skills.
So you don't need any feedback actually from anyone because you are doing amazing. Seriously, dear, I really like your way and your confidence because I can see I have subscribed your channel. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. Seriously, whenever I open my YouTube, so your videos also pop up on my screen, especially shorts video you create most, right? Yeah. So I
I can't
watched
believe
those videos and you are doing amazing. You have that confidence also. So it's fine actually. And you
this
know your flaws. I know
is,
my flaws. So mhm.
this is my big, you can say, compliment, and you made my day after saying that thing.
No, no, you're doing amazing. Because there was a time also I used to was ask, to many people, please give me, a feedback or give me like, which areas we can work on that. So now I realize we know where we are lacking, right? I don't need to, because in 30 minutes of conversation, what I can tell you, yeah, Deepika, here and there you are making mistake and you can work on that. Like then maybe you listen or after that you forget about. But that institution when it's come from your side, right? Okay, this is my weakness. I am lacking behind on maybe my pronunciation part. It can be a preposition, anything, because in my case, I know where I'm lacking. And I'm working on that, and I can definitely improve those things, by putting a hard work or effort. So the same thing with you, I can say, like your weak areas, your flaws, and just enjoy the process. I'm telling you, don't take a lot of pressure. I know because it's there was a time when it was happening with me. I was crazy about that I'm going to learn this language within a 6 months. It's not going to happen in reality. It's going to take a lot of time and effort, at the same time patience. If you enjoy this process, so uh, what we can say, you don't feel like as a burden, right? It can be any task when you're doing related to this language.
You're right. I feel earlier I feel the same thing, felt the same thing. But now when I started conversation, I feel now I'm enjoying this journey seriously. So that's why, and already I am aware of my mistakes. I'm aware of where I'm lacking. But after that, I want to ask this question just because suppose anything I'm missing. If someone notice that thing and tell me, then I'm trying to focus on that thing. So that's why. So okay, and thank you so much. I think it's a time of to wrap up this session, and it was a really, it is a really nice session for me. And thank you so much for connecting with me. And yeah,
It was nice speaking with you. Really, I enjoyed a lot, and thank you so much for joining. And have a wonderful evening ahead.
okay, bye. Have a great day.